Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. I know everybody who went to AD's wedding had a fantastic weekend. The Clippers, their little party to celebrate their stadium, not so much, and I'm here for all of it. We're also going to break down how bad things went for the Jets. But before we do that, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and now let's introduce the Fumble Squad. I'm your host, Jackie Ray. You can follow me on all things social media at JRay the Fanatic.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K. Jackie, what's up?
All right, so listen, before my Glock or anybody else comes for us, I feel like we just need to go ahead on and address this elephant in the room with how bad our Saints played on Sunday. Jameis went 11 for 22, basically 50%, threw no touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
The whole team was bad. Yeah,
the whole team was bad. Under pressure the entire game. He was forcing some stuff. That's the only thing that I really, the criticism I have for him is stop trying to force things. If it's not there, it's not there. Our run game was non-existent at all. How you feeling though? How you feeling? Let's just get it out the way before they come for us.
Yesterday was just a day of L's for me. I thank God I didn't have to watch that atrocity, but I also feel like that's the reason why we lost, because I don't like to miss Saints games. And typically when I miss Saints games, stuff like yesterday happens. I wanted to be at the opener for the Chargers first home game at SoFi, and I was in a loss as well. I had to listen to Cowboy fans for about 3 to 4 hours. That was a rough day yesterday. And then on top of all that, for a personal note, I lost my damn adult league game. We had our opener yesterday by 3 points. So it was just a day of L's for good old Chrissy Poo yesterday. The Saints, man. When I just saw, cause I only had to watch the highlights, or got to watch highlights, and it was just a lot of nothing. So you could go ahead and say, I told y'all Jameis was gonna get fine. He got 2 interceptions, but the running game was bad. Defense was terrible. I mean, we had a lot of injuries, no excuses. But Sam Darnold looked like Aaron Rodgers today or yesterday. It was crazy.
I mean, I don't know if we can say. I know that Sean Payton said the same thing after the game. Like, we're not going to use the fact that we had 8 coaches out and a lot of key players out as well. But I think it did play a part. I just wanted to let you know we addressed it. But before we get into our first need to know news, I'm going to need you to level up. I need to see your whole shirt, because what I think it is probably not what it is. Can I see your whole shirt?
Oh, shout out to my man Papa Left, man. If y'all know, this is my boy Nick Set, Big 15.
Okay.
Shout out to my man Papa Left.
In my head, all I saw was a butt. I saw a butt with a flag bandana.
Oh, you know, at the top. I see it. Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
Don't bother me the whole show, so I had to find out.
No.
All right, you guys. Let's get into our first news. This first one, I don't think it's what people think it is, but I do 100% understand why people think that this is a thing. People are thinking, did LeBron, you see it, did LeBron send a subliminal tweet to Ben Simmons? Again, I understand why people think this. I don't think that's what's happening, but let me show you the tweet first and foremost, so we can all grasp it together. He says, why do so many ball players work on stuff they are never going to use in a game? Serious question. Annoys me a tad. Okay, now to be fair, I 100% understand why he would say something like this. And of course, immediately after he tweeted that, somebody responded with this video. So let me show you this video, which of course but Ben does this every single season. This is the let me show you what I can do in the gym season. That's literally what we need to call it right now, because it happens every single year. So somebody immediately said, this is what LeBron is talking about. And then they just said, hey, let's just be real with what's going on. So let me just go through some of these tweets. It says Ben Simmons seeing this tweet while working on his jump shot. Like, oh, is he talking about me? Because I'm never going to do this in a game. And then this next one says, why does this feel like a direct hit on Ben Simmons? And then I think I have another one that said, we should ask Ben Simmons this every time he posts one of those YMCA shooting videos. It's the YMCA for me. I mean, I understand it. We just woke up this morning and chose petty. Let me just let you know that's what this whole
man. But
I know know that that LeBron has been a supporter of Ben Simmons. When people have asked him about him, he says, you know, he's talented and this, that, and the third. I know he has Ben Simmons' number. Is this one of those moments where you, because I've done this with a couple of my friends when they always ask me for my advice and then they don't follow it. And then one day I just tweet about, don't ask me for advice if you're not going to follow my advice. And it is kind of a subliminal tweet towards them. Is this what LeBron is doing right now?
Yeah, I don't think it was shade. I think it was, like you said, he has that big brother aspect to Ben Simmons. So I definitely think it was a subtweet towards Ben Simmons, and it's in that way. That was a perfect example. Like, you know, I try to tell this boy to shoot in game. I try to do it, and now you're going to keep acting like you're going to shoot when nobody's in the gym and then not shooting the game. So I thought that was definitely I wouldn't say shade. I definitely think that was a push in Ben Simmons' direction, because then he's going to feel a type of way knowing that, you know, big bro is saying this out in the public and stuff like that. So, yeah, I definitely believe this is intentional, because it was way too close together from when the actual shooting footage came out and him responding to it. So, yeah, I definitely think that was intentional.
Okay, so if it's intentional, let's play what if. Let's say, what if Ben Simmons calls LeBron and says, yo, was that tweet for me? Mm-hmm. Then what does LeBron say?
I was gonna say things that I don't know if I could say on this show. I'm like, hell yeah, of course it was for you, idiot. Like I told you to be shooting, man. All the all-star teams we played together, all the phone calls, all the clutch parties that we keep going to, and I keep trying to tell you to shoot a damn ball. Stop showing these people that you can shoot in the open gym. Do it in the damn game. I'm sure LeBron James, like, if you know basketball, LeBron James, he's not going to like, LeBron's a lovable character, but basketball LeBron James, he's not going to hold back how he feels about, you know, people that he's close to and people that he wants to see succeed. So I definitely believe he would hold him accountable for sure if this subtweet is for him. But I to me, it makes too much damn sense that it'd be for him.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense as well. I just don't know if it is a subtweet. Here's my only issue with it. It's not something that LeBron hasn't said directly to Ben before. And Ben still doesn't shoot. So this tweet's not going to change anything. But I do get what LeBron is saying, if it is a subtweet, saying, stop showing us these damn videos. Because I feel like I say that all the time. I'm tired of seeing these videos. You're not going to do it. Either do it we don't care. We don't care what you do in an empty gym. We just don't care anymore. So I don't know. Some people in the chat agree and says, yes, it definitely was a subliminal tweet. We clearly are not the only people that woke up and chose petty this morning, because Kevin Lang says LeBron is tweeting Jameis. So obviously we are not the only ones that woke up and chose petty today. So I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to go on to the second need to know news, because Chris's face, that's it all. So let's get into this next need to know news, because this one, I actually watched this game. And let me tell you, when I say this is painful, this was 100% hard to watch. And what do I say on this show all the time? That sometimes rookies are just not ready. And when you throw them in, I think you do more harm than good when you throw them in before that they're ready. And I think that Zach Wilson is proving that he was not ready. So let's break this down. So on their first possession, just 48 seconds into their first possession, Zach Wilson throws an interception. And then this one happens on the very next possession after 36 seconds. So let's take a look at this.
Here's a 1st and 10. Wilson. Intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. He almost had one in the previous series. This goes through the hands of a leaping Corey Davis. 2 possessions, 2 Jet turnovers.
I just love the way he says that, though. 2 possessions.
Kevin Hart is the best. Yeah.
Turnover. Like, it's like a whole commercial for him. It's like, I'm into it. But here's the thing. I felt like Zach was throwing the ball high the entire game. It was just either high or a little off. He just didn't look right at all. And then he got progressively worse. And then this next one happened. This is the third one. This is all before the halftime, though. That's the crazy one. This third one. Here we go. Let me show you.
Johnson the back, 3rd down and 4. Good time inside. Wilson intercepted. 3rd of the day. Picked off at the 14-yard line. The 2nd today for J.C. Jackson.
This is so rough. I mean, there's a part of me that doesn't feel bad for him at all, because it's just, you know, I kind of knew it was going to happen. Now, after the half, so he had 3 interceptions before the half. Then he came out after the half, and then he threw a 9-yard pass. So then you're like, oh, yay, maybe his confidence coming back. He threw that to Elijah Moore. And then he got the first down, and then he had an incomplete, and then he scrambled for 15 yards. And then you're like, okay, here we go. And then this happened. So let me show you this last one.
Shoulders, I got to do better. This is what we signed up for, right? And there's going to be games like this and the ups and downs. You know, we saw it last week in the first half as well. And so we just keep getting reminded, you know, how long the season is and, you know, how we can just get back and can keep getting better and everything. And so I just have to remember, you know, the situation that I'm in, and you know, I'm an important piece in this whole thing, and you know, how can I just keep learning and getting better? And you got to keep that swag and that mojo every single week.
So I missed the last interception, but that was his response to, you know, how did you feel when fans started booing you? Because after he threw that fourth interception,
New York,
people started booing him, and it was audible. There was one guy, I should have grabbed that tweet. I didn't see it until like right before we came on the show, though. There was a guy that came in with the Zach Wilson, one of them giant heads, and he was all happy at the beginning of the game. And then by the time he threw his fourth interception, he had it, and he was pointing over the side, and he was yelling at him. He's like, boo! And then you could see his mouth going, you ain't shiznit. You know, he was just like mad. It was like 100% turnaround. Yep. And people were just really, really upset with him. And then that's what he had to say. And then head coach Robert Salah said, you know, he just told them to be encouraged that there's just games like this. But my question is, we saw him last week. He played okay, but they still lost. And now this week, he just looked shook the entire game. On the sideline, he didn't look like he was right. He looked terrified the entire time. He looked like he was on the verge of maybe crying at one point. Is he ready? I say this all the time. I don't know if every single rookie quarterback that you get, in fact, the majority of them that you get are not going to be ready. I understand that this is a great draft class as far as quarterbacks, but that's them going in and immediately being successful isn't the norm. So is Zach ready for this kind of pressure that comes with playing in New York?
All right, I'm gonna give some positive notes for New York fans and Jets fans. All right, I'm gonna say a few factors. Now, this was their first home game, so I feel like that plays a big part of it. Bright lights. It's New York. Gets booed first game. You know, has the game you had. Also, another factor is that's Patriots defense. Their DBs are insane. From Casey Jackson to Stephon Gilmore, their whole defensive back tandem is just insane. So that's another one on him. That Corey Davis one, I know you said he threw it a little high. In my opinion, Corey Davis had it in his hands, and then he bumped it up even higher into interception. I think Corey Davis could have snatched that one up. So it's still 3 interceptions though, 4 interceptions. That they're not great. But I feel like, you know, I just feel like there's a lot of factors in this one. I do always agree with your sentiment on rookies not needing to start right away. A lot, especially in certain situations like New York for the Jets, where these quarterbacks go to die, unfortunately, because they never get any development. Like, I wish that they would go a route of, you know, like the Chargers last year of having like a Tyrod Taylor. Even if you know you're not going to play him for the majority of the season, at least have the vet there to run it for the rookie quarterback and then throw him in week 5. I wish the Jets would do that for a season so these guys don't have to keep coming in and, you know, trying to figure it out. But the difference between the Jets now and the Jets in the past, I really do like what Robert Saleh has been doing for this team. I think it's too soon. It's only week 2, first home game. I think he turns around. And I'm not really a big Zach Wilson fan. I personally wanted Justin Fields to go to the Jets because I just thought that it would have been great to see Justin Fields start off from the jump. But I'm also happy he didn't go to the Jets because I'm also worried about the Jets and what they do to quarterbacks. So I just feel like it was rough. Shake it off, move on to the next week. First home game, you got a good taste of what the New York crowd going to give you. I saw my entire timeline going in on Zach Wilson, predominantly, speaking of petty, a lot of Giants fans because, you know, they treat those Jets like, we treat the Nets and we treat the Clippers. That's just what they do, the little brother team. So, I think he'll be okay, but definitely that's a rough game that you guys shake off. I'm not ready to, you know me, Jackie. I'm not ready to say that, he's going to suck and he's this, that. I'm not ready to do that yet. First home game in New York. We'll see how he goes from the rest of the season.
I said off top that I didn't think that he was ready. So to me, I think, and it's not just about his talent. I think he's not mentally ready. And I think I felt that from when he was in college to when he on draft day, when he looked terrified on draft day. I'm like, if you can't look like you got it together on draft day, there ain't no way in hell a 300-pound man coming at you at full steam, you going to be right in the head. It's just not, I just didn't think that he was ready for that. And I know you said you're not ready to throw in the towel, but a lot of Jets fans actually are. But let me say this. They went in on his mom as well. I didn't include any of those tweets because I thought a lot of them were just too gross. But I do have this one that said if Zach Wilson didn't have a hot mom, he wouldn't be in the league, no cap. So I'm like, okay, whatever you think, sir. And then this next one, they're just basically not rocking with little Zach there. They say, hey, yeah, Zach Wilson is a different breed of trash. The AFC East fell off, which is funny to me because the AFC East to me was never on. The only team in the
fell
AFC
off from what?
like, ain't never been on. Like, okay, whatever you say, sir. So is this what you said? Is this just New York fans being New York fans? Or do they have a point? Is this just not his time? Like you said, is this just, I mean, they don't have a backup really, but you know, Cam's still out there. So I'm just saying, is this a situation where you realize he's not ready, and rather than damage his confidence, you do try to get somebody to take the reins from him right now so he can sit for a year? Or do you just say, hey, whatever happens, we're going to rock with it?
Oh, no, it's too late now. If you do that, that's going to damage his confidence even more. I'm talking, they should have done it the other way around and started the vet and then going to Zach Wilson if they're going to go that route. At this point, if you go 2 weeks and then you snatch him and put a vet out there and then, you know, just like that's going to damage him even more, I think. No, were those Twitter? Those are Jets fans? Because I saw one had a Ravens thing, the other one had a Bears thing. Because if those are Jets fans, I guess that they're kind of upset. I don't know. But
the Jets fans mostly had the mom tweets, and they were all gross. So I just decided to use those. If you want to see some of the mom tweets, and the ones I picked were really tame, but you can go to the stand-up I did. But I picked the really tame ones. Some of the stuff that people were talking about, like I'm going to come in, like I hate that we've got Zach as a quarterback, but I love you. And these are DMs that she's getting too. Like, I'm just going to come in and have sex with you and leave. Like, it's just horrifyingly horrible. And I don't even think she's that hot, but I mean, hey, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's one of those things. Though they picked their captain and they got to rock with it because now it's a fragile balance. And unfortunately, some of these guys, like, you know, if you snatched him out of the lineup now, I think that would damage him even more, especially with the Jets, and especially if you snatch him for a quarterback that goes out there and still does exactly what he's doing. He's losing as well. Like, I just feel like it's just gonna be a mess if Robert did that. He just got to rock with the guy that he has. They're a young team. I feel like, you know, compared to Jets teams in the past, maybe I'm being, you know, optimistic. I don't care enough about the Jets, but just from what I've seen, they actually look like they have an identity for the most part with what they've been putting around. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They actually have a new regime, so whatever. But as far as Zach Wilson, like I said, I've never been crazy about him, but I'm also not going to, you know, jump on him this soon. We'll talk in week 5, week 6, and if you still out here throwing interceptions, stuff like that, then we're going to have the Sam Darnold conversation, even though Sam Darnold out here hooping with a different team.
Right. All right, you guys in the chat, let me know, because Chris and I are on opposite sides on this one. I think you pull him now because I just think that at some point defenses, I mean, I don't even want to say some point, here for the rest of the season, defenses are going to know that all you got to do is frazzle him, and it's going to throw him off his game. So unless he can figure out a way to mentally fix that right away, I think that every week that happens and every week that he declines, it's going to mess with him mentally. So I think you save him from that and you pull him now, and you let him know why you're pulling him now and saying, hey, we might have jumped the gun on this. We still believe in you and we still want you to be our future, but right now we want to prepare you for the future, versus him going out there week after week and making a fool of himself. I don't know. I think that's worse. But in the chat, let us know. Do you think he should stay in? Do you think they should pull him? Let us know in the chat. And now, once again, let's continue on with our petty ways as we move into the petty post-up on this Monday.
Yeah, I don't know if I could co-sign a lot of this pettiness because I have no dog in the race. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to post up with your boy Chris. You guys will understand very shortly what I am talking about, so stay tuned. And when you see, like, oh, okay, yeah, I see the petty you're talking about. But first and foremost, like I said, this was it was a weekend. Yeah, Sunday was a rough Sunday for me. And Doug in the chat mentioned something I completely forgot to mention to pile onto my L's of Sunday. My damn fantasy team is getting smacked up. Unless Devontae Adams goes down and balls out tonight, I'm going 0-2 in fantasy. So it's just been a rough time for sports for your boy Chris. I don't want to talk about it. But what's been fun though is you saw all the videos and pictures and everything of Anthony Davis living it up with some of his close homies for his wedding this past weekend. Very happy for him. Congratulations to Anthony Davis on having it looked like it was a dope wedding. Again, anytime I see weddings and people that I care about or look at or watch or whatever doing weddings, because mine's coming up in a year, so I'm here taking notes and I'm like, yo, baby, she did that kind of cool. I did that. And his wedding looked dope. And of course, being Anthony Davis, being a Los Angeles Laker, you're gonna have a assortment of names make it to your wedding. Being a few being, your teammates, Russell Westbrook and LeBron James, as they posted this as they were on their way to they're on their way to the venue. If you get that video up, there's no audio to it, but yeah, there you go. LBJ, LeBron. I don't know what you did, bruh, but I love the beard, man. It looks fuller. I'm sorry. This is just a beard to beard conversation. The beard looked different, and I'm a fan of it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what it is that's different about the beard, but like some about it, huh? I didn't mind the gray. Oh, is that what it is? Because it looks like it's full.
Yeah. So when you and this is something that I
he pretended to catch the ball, like even though it went way over him, but he never waved. He never waved. He did one of those, which is a common thing. That's not the wave. You have to go up. He went vertical, which is fine. So the fact that, and even the referee marked it where it landed, and he didn't kill the play because he knew, like, all right, well, are you guys gonna pick it up or not? So I don't know. Mississippi State, that was, to me, that was a very low IQ move by them. But this was crazy. Like, and for him to notice the situation, look right there, and he just.
So the guy, I think it's number one. I've watched this play like 1,000 times because the commentators, when they were calling this, they were Slay is dead. That's number one. Number two, the guy, yeah, it is number one. When he
did he wave his hands though? He didn't really have possession of the ball. Like he went down and stopped it, but I didn't think he didn't hold the ball. You have to have possession of it.
But okay, but there's no way. Once the ref does like this, that's why everyone stopped.
Okay,
it's because they saw.
I guess I missed the ref. Okay.
So they stopped.
Okay, I didn't even see the ref do that.
Okay, we're gonna go back. But heads up, that's a really smart play because keep running, right? Just in case.
Right. Until they blow it dead. Right, for sure. Right. That play should have been over. Yeah, you're very right. I did not see the referee. Come in
like this. He didn't do it twice.
That's the thing.
He only did it
once.
He
did it one time and then put his hands to the side. Like it's just that's just a weird play. I didn't even notice the referee. I saw him throw the thing, and then I guess after that I was just so focused on the return. But yeah, I don't know. Conspiracy. Yeah. But again, it is college football. And we know college football referees are not top notch. That's the reason why they're down there and they're not doing NFL.
Well, I mean,
I know, right? Yeah, that's also a fact too. I don't know. What says you, chat? I'm curious about it. Yeah, now seeing those factors, very true. Yeah, that was a very smart play. Yeah, they're liking the play. Yeah, I want to hear. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. Yeah, that's a very good point. I didn't even notice that. Referees did kind of wave it dead. Well, from a smart play to a crazy fan base, idiotic fan base, whatever you want to say, it's the Bills Mafia. Now, one thing I do love about Bills Mafia is that they're at least consistent. Even when the NFL tried to take away their table jumping days in the stadium, they still find ways to do it. They're out there doing it in force or wherever they go to Uncle Bobby's backyard, wherever they decide to go, they still find a way. And this time they tried to up the ante because since the Bills were on fire, they figured why not jump on a table that's also on fire. Bills logic. Here's the video. Bills Mafia, ladies and gentlemen. It is so funny because like they still did it. There was doubt. They didn't want to do it, but they still did it because that's just how Bills Mafia. Like I said, the one thing I respect them is they're the very least they're consistent. They're consistent. Oh, how they're consistent. Jackie, please help me with this one. I have no words for this.
This is the kind of stuff that makes me surprised that we ever made it to the top of the food chain. Like how did we even survive? What? And why do people like this walk amongst us? That's because if the zombie apocalypse happens, y'all need to go first. That's just it. I can't. And the thing is that he jumps up in fear because he's like, "Oh damn, am I on fire?" You didn't think there was a possibility that you might catch on fire when you jumped onto the fire.
Yeah, I
probably has
no words.
That's all I'm gonna say. He probably has children. Yep.
See, those are the things that you don't want to think about. And now, yeah, all right. The next generation. And the thing is, things only get worse as they go on. They try to up the ante. Oh boy. All right. Well, good luck to the Fumble covering that kind of stuff in let's go at 2040. Have fun with that one. That's gonna be fun to cover.
His dad got on the same hot table.
Bills Mafia jumping from the moon all the way down to the earth in Buffalo on tables. I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy. But next up we got this is adorable. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. It's funny because I I think the reason why I have such a good time rooting for Teddy is the same reason why this little girl had a good time rooting for Teddy. It's just so much fun to be like, oh, come on, Teddy. Go on, Teddy. Like, it's just fun to say Teddy's name when he's doing anything. And being that he was an ex-Saint, and also just throughout his career, I was a fan of Teddy Bridgewater. But this little girl, little Broncos fan, she is pulling for Teddy. She's keeping it real. A lot like we were talking about with LeBron James earlier. She's keeping it real with him. She's being real. But she, bless her heart, she just wants the best for Teddy Bridgewater. Here's her little commentary.
He got to be better. Teddy!
Right.
You can do it, Teddy!
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for you, Teddy.
Tell him.
Watch where you're going, Teddy! Watch where you're going, Teddy! You gotta be the teammate.
You better be.
Or you won't be able to win the race.
Oh.
Right. Put that on a shirt. You gotta use your teammates or you won't be able to win the race. I don't know what little girl's name is, but put that on a shirt. We need to put that on a shirt. Get her money and then put like a little unicorn on it for her. Yeah, man. You gotta use your teammates or you won't win the race. Teddy! She was adorable. So, Jackie, my question for you, though, is how much of everything she said do you think she's heard weekend after weekend after weekend? So now she got it memorized in her brain, so she's reciting it. Like, you think that the majority of that whole thing was just, except for the winning the race part, that was all her. I'm not letting nobody take that from her. That was 100% her. But, yeah, you think that the parents had...
I'm sure
right.
Somebody, watch where you going. But yes, she has either been at nap time and has somebody woke her up talking about, Teddy, what are you doing? You can do this, man. Come on. And she's just reciting it back. But yeah, she's all into Teddy, and now she's like, you see, watch out. The rest of it is just adorable. And I love Grandma. She's like, I'm trying not to laugh because I don't want to steal her thunder and make herself
right. She's like, I'm not taking your shot. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I thought that video was adorable. Yeah, shout out to her. We need to get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah,
need to get that on a t-shirt. All right, last but not least, to wrap up the petty. Like I said, I have no problem calling her out. My producer is a Dodgers fan. She was so excited to make sure this is on here. But this was a big moment, though. I saw there's so many different perspectives of this. I don't watch baseball like this, but I get both perspectives. There's one where it's just showing that the Padres, I guess their inner circle, their inner situation is a little bit toxic. But then there's the other side where people are like, yeah, this is why you got Manny Machado, because he's a veteran, and it's good for the young guys to have a veteran to, dumb them down a peg. But regardless, Fernando Tatis and, like I said, Manny Machado, they got into a bit of a spat in the dugout, and it was caught on camera. So here's that. You hear what he's saying? So you hear what he's saying? So he got frustrated, and then Manny got frustrated with him and saying that it's about baseball. It's about the team. It's about us. It's not always about you. It's not about you. And Tatis felt the type of way like, you don't tell me that. I'm on the cover of MLB 2K. What you mean? Don't tell me that. And then they had the little beef, and they went back and forth. So it was a lot of controversy going on. Like I said, I get both sides of it. Like I don't know Padres like that. I have homies that are Padres fans because they're from San Diego, but I also have a lot more homies that are Dodgers fans saying like, "Hey, yeah, look at the Padres, it's self-imploding." So, like I said, just looking at it, like I get the perspective of Manny. So I see it's good to have that vet to let him know that. I don't know how much of it Tatis is actually taking it in, but Jackie, when you see this, you just seeing like a nice little beef, or do you see the perspective of from the vet?
Neither. I mean, this is one of those moments in time where I'm like, I got to get up TikTok, because when the music that's playing in the background is like, no, you want me? No.
Look, Christopher see in the chat. Good jam in the background.
And then the next thing I'm thinking is, when you break down what they're saying, I'm like, now I go back to TikTok again. It's like, it's about the group. It's about the temptation. They ain't coming to see you, Otis. Like now, I'm like, now it's not about.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I gotta get off TikTok. It's just a sign. I gotta get off. But I get what he's saying, where it's not about you, it's about the team. I used to look. I've always been one of those people that say no, there's no I in team, but there's an M and an E. And right now, we talking about me. I don't want to hear nothing. You guys. I've been that kind of teammate before, but I've also been the yes, let's get together. I don't know anything that happened before this, so I can't really take it.
Context. Yeah, right.
What happened before this, but the TikTok influence on this situation is hilarious.
So that's so wild, because I was thinking the same thing, but then I started to hear what he was saying. But the first thing I thought of was the stupid. Oh my God, that's so funny. Damn it, TikTok.
I ain't coming to see you.
Jackie Ray, on this fine Monday, can you tell us what we not gonna do?
Yes, let's get into it, because this one I think we are all going to be in agreement on. I think a lot of times especially on what we're not going to do, we don't always agree, but I think we can all agree on this one. And I love how Daryl Lincoln from Pro Sports, when he was talking about this, he had a phrase that I think is 100% spot on. He said, we right now expect the NFL is telling these players to do their jobs and have zero emotion about playing a game that is based on violence and entertainment. I need us to understand that as much as we love this game is violent. I don't remember which one of the games it was. I finally broke down and got the NFL ticket, so I literally watched every single game from the comfort of my couch. It's quite beautiful. But one of them, there was a linebacker who had laid down this massive hit, and the guy that was calling the game was like, yeah, I talked to him after the last game when he laid down a big hit, and he said one of the reasons why he loves football is because he gets to assault people every week and not go to jail for it. That's the mentality you kind of have to be successful at some of these positions in the league. It's always perplexed me how we expect guys to be violent week in and week out, but be choir boys at the same time. It makes zero sense to me. And I don't understand what the NFL is doing. I have a theory, but we'll get to that in a minute. But before we do that, I want you guys to look at this call on the Seahawks DJ Reed. He made this huge hit on AJ Brown, and then watch the call and watch how the ref says it like your mom. And you know what? You're going to be grounded for a week if you do it again. Take a listen.
That's number Manning. First down. That's number 2's first foul in the category of unsportsmanlike conduct. He gets another foul in the same category, he will be disqualified.
If you get another foul in the same category, you're going to be disqualified. It's so like big sister, I'm going to tell mom, and then I'm going to kick you out. He says it with like a level of pride, like, I get to throw this flag at will. And it's just, it makes no sense to me that this is happening. But what's even crazy is the Bears defensive back. Well, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but let me get to this one first about how people are reacting to this, because Mina, I like Mina, and she says, a taunting call on a high leverage situation. Are you kidding me? Then I have another one in here as well. Everyone seems to be in 100% agreement on this one. Field Yates says there's virtually nothing we can all agree on this app, except that the NFL's new taunting rule stinks. 100%. I think I have one more from Jeff Schwartz, and he says, please, NFL, these taunting penalties are ruining the game. Not a single fan or player wanted this change. It has to stop. Please. And I 100% agree with that. I think even Alex Caruso, I might have one in here from Alex Caruso, even was like, NFL got it about these taunting calls, thumbs down. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand how you can expect a man to lay down a massive hit on a guy and again, be like chip, chip, cheerio and all that. That doesn't make sense. You got to hype yourself up. And then in that one specifically, I don't know if we can run it again, but he didn't even do anything but just kind of go, let's go. Like, that's all he did. If we could just run the video again. That's all he does. He's like, let's go. It was so
Yeah,
quick,
that's
and he
whack,
moved
man.
on very quickly. It's super whack. It's uncalled for. And then here's another one. We have Bears defensive back Deshaun Gibson. He was just clapping. He wasn't doing anything but clapping when he got the flag. And his response to this kind of broke my heart a little bit. I'm not going to even lie. He says, the officials didn't really explain much to me about that. I wasn't really saying much. I just clapped because it was a huge play on third down, pumping up my guys. And that's the type of energy that you have playing with these guys. I don't want to be out here if I can't be happy for my guys when they make big plays. That's what this game is about. It's just adrenaline. It was costly, man. That's something amazing. That's something I just can't do. Put our team in that third down. It's hard to get off the field. I apologize to them, and that's uncharacteristic of me. But the rule is fine. It's a fine line right now. You don't know if you can be happy or if you can, I don't know. I don't want to go into detail about it, man. But anytime our guys make a play, man, I'm going to be the first one to congratulate them and be happy for them. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I can't even clap for my teammates. I can't be like, let's go. I can't do any of that. And it's a very subjective rule as well. It's got to be, the ref has to say, okay, you're taunting. Because what's the other game I was in the Chiefs Ravens game? I saw several people get hyped. I didn't see one taunting call. What was the other games that I watched? I watched so many games. The Steelers game, there was a bunch of guys that were hyped in that moment. No taunting calls. So this is all subjective. If the ref feels like whatever he feels, or if he got some money on the game, he can throw that call. But you're still expecting guys to behave a certain way. To me personally, this very much sounds like when Jerry Jones basically told his players, "You do what I say." Period. Yeah. Like you're trying to dictate a behavior on these players that's not warranted. It's not a detriment to the game. Some people say, well, yeah, but what about the kids watching it? First of all, if you can't raise your own kids, please don't have them. Please don't have people like football players and rappers and Nicki Minaj and raising your damn kids. If these are the people that are going to be raising your kids, you shouldn't have them. Period. And that's all I have to say about that. This is just really the league trying to demand a certain amount of behavior from guys that aren't they're being violent. It's just stupid. It's one of those things. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to get the NFL ticket, because I don't want to support the NFL. But then you have all these guys on each and every team that I like in some way. So you want to support them, you want to watch them, and you want to cheer for them. They can't even cheer as loudly as I'm cheering from my couch. That don't make no sense. Yeah. It don't make no sense.
Yeah.
What we're not going to do, NFL, is we gotta circumvent this rule immediately. Chris, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, no, I'm glad that this got brought up, because I saw one of the worst taunting calls I've ever seen, and that one right there is, like you said, it's just really sad, especially after what he said post, and being that it wasn't even that much. But I saw one really rough, because I went to the Chargers game yesterday, and Keenan Allen, wide receiver for the Chargers, he had a nice catch, and then he got what he felt, and it was close. It was really close. He felt like he got hit helmet to helmet, so he got up immediately and started getting upset, and then the cornerback got in his face. And the referees threw a flag, and then Keenan Allen went to him, and he's letting them know it was a helmet to helmet. I was pissed off, And Keenan Allen got a flag for taunting when he was upset because he got hit. So I don't understand where the fine line is. Like, to me, that was one of the wackest taunting calls, because he's not even taunting in the first place, because that's a normal reaction. Somebody, like, when you go for a dunk and somebody sweeps your legs, you fall down. Like, your natural reaction is, they trying to kill me. Like that's dirty play. Like, I'm upset about it. So for them to call it taunting on that one, rather than seeing the situation, hearing the situation, and just taking the flag, like, it's just, to me, I think it's just the rule altogether is A, not well put together, and B, completely unnecessary. So I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of this all season long, with a lot of these whack taunting calls, and for the referee to then on top of that try to school him the way he did, like, never heard that before. Never. We understand the rule. We did not need you to reiterate it. Like who do you get off your high horse, my guy? Like that. I don't know. That whole thing was just whack.
Yeah, the NFL, I still always fall back to Mark Cuban. It was 2014 that he said the NFL was going to be their own demise within about 10 years. So I'm gonna see where the NFL is at in 2024. So that's all I got for what we're not going to do. Great show. I think Waking up and choosing petty is how we should start every Monday. This was a fantastic show. I had such a great time. You guys, don't forget, we've got some stand-ups. I think there's another one that's going to come on right after this show. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. Tell all your friends to come and join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can follow me on social media at JRay the Fanatic. Follow Chris at CK2K. And we will see you tomorrow morning, guys. Bye. Beer, 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 beer.
My shirt's not a butt.
I thought it was.